and welcome to CFC Fan TV. This is a more upbeat video, thank the Lord. We've actually got an upbeat video to do.
Yeah.
Listen, can we win? Can we get to the Europa League final is the question, and I solemnly believe yes we can. The Europa League is very important to me. Now you're not as keen on the Europa League, are you? But for me, being in that stadium when we won in Amsterdam was just incredible, and I really, really loved it. I mean, the atmosphere was no different to any other final. It wasn't probably till then that I really realised it was like a European trophy. And obviously it's not the Champions League, but you don't really. It's definitely a better feeling than I would say the Carabao Cup or. Is it still the Carabao Cup now?
Yeah, it's the Carabao Cup, League Cup, Carabao Cup.
That's Carling Cup. I still call it the Carling Cup for some reason, you know. But yeah, I really do think that we can win this, and we're going to do our own. We're going to do a team selection in a minute together. We're just going to do it as we go along, and we'll try and agree on who we put in there. But I think it's such a fantastic competition, and I think our game against Prague in the away leg, to get a 1-0 out of that with a great goal from Alonso. Yeah. Listen, I think that's a fantastic result for us. People maybe others don't see it, but I mean, I've been on so many European, Champions League, Europa League aways, and we've not really played very well, if I'm being honest, away from home. We've somehow managed to get through by winning at Stamford Bridge, but it's just amazing to see us actually, get a result out of a tough game because they're going to want to win it.
No, absolutely, and I think the reaction from the Prague team when Chelsea were drawn against them a few weeks ago, I think it summed up how difficult it was going to be, just because they were so fired up for it. They're not expecting to win, but actually the fact that they kept us to a 1-0 result at home means anything.
I mean, if you look at it, they could look at us and win. I imagine Prague were thinking, well, we're not having a very good season. That Chelsea aren't having a very good season, but they have won it before and they do get results out of these games. Everyone knows that. Mm-hmm. We have a really good... I mean, I still think we're the best team in London because we've won everything there is to be won.
Well, of course, non-negotiable.
So, sorry, but it's true. But no, listen, it is so important, and I can't wait to go to the final. I will be there. I'll be on the first flight over if that's the case. If we beat Prague and we get through to the next round, I do want to go. I think some people have already booked their ticket to Frankfurt in case we draw them.
Yes, I think. It's risky, but. Get the ticket
rather
price.
Than exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I think Chelsea were into a quarter-final, second leg with a 1-0 advantage. Mm-hmm. I think it's winnable. Yeah. The quarter-final, and I think the semi-final definitely winnable. So I think we can get to it. It's just, what do we try and prioritise now? Do we really try and prioritise the league? Or do we prioritise
the Europa League? 100%. I think you have to, because number one, the players, whether we agree there's responding to the manager or not, or whatever's going on, blah blah blah, but they will always want to win a trophy. It looks so good for them. Yeah, whenever 100%. They're signing for clubs, they've won this, they've won that. It must count towards something. So they're always going to want to win a trophy, it's a European trophy, which is again another important competition, and it is entry into the Champions League. So
that's it.
For me, the league's going to get too hard. And I don't think we have not the mentality, maybe. We don't have the structure at the moment to get it when it gets to those final parts. Because United are going to get, I have no doubt, are going to get slightly better towards the end. I do believe it's going to go right down to the end. Yeah. Arsenal, they aren't so good away from home. I mean, they got a good result.
They got a good result last night. But then... Yeah, I think, and a lot of people have agreed with what I'm about to say, I think top four's out of the question now. Yeah. I think we've got 4 games left. Leicester, Burnley, Watford, United. We'll win 3 of them, I reckon. Yeah. I think United's going to be really difficult, but I don't think other teams are going to drop very many points.
No, they're not. I think that's the problem.
That's it. And there's only one group of people who we've got to blame for that, and that is Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, though, it's quite exciting, the fact that I don't think we've had... I mean, last season it was just City all over, made it boring, and this season everything is going to go down right to the end, which I think is really exciting.
And actually, it's at the top, not so much in the relegation zone.
Yeah, it reminds me of when City won the league the first time. It's right down to the last minute.
Yes.
So that makes it exciting for everybody to watch. But I just think in terms of us and for our own benefit and for what the best is for the club, considering everything that's going on behind the scenes with whoever and our transfer ban and whether it's bad luck or whatever, I do think that we need to prioritise this.
Okay. Do you think that... So we've got Prague on Thursday. Yeah. Prague on Thursday, and then we go into the semi-finals. Do you think that Sarri really needs to be fielding stronger teams than we have seen in the Europa League so far this season.
Yes. I mean, I think it would be... That's when you're going to know whether he's a smart manager or not.
Yeah.
If he wants a chance to prove himself next season, you need Champions League football, and you need to make sure we get into the Champions League, and the easiest entry to that is the Europa League.
Yes.
And it's what the players are going to be most up for. They're done with the league now. I know, like, you can tell.
Yeah.
And it's also disheartening when you lose games every single week in, week out. I'm sure you don't want to be losing games.
I don't think anybody does, but I think that he hasn't been starting weak teams, but he hasn't been starting full-strength teams. My worry is that he's starting second-choice players in the Europa League and then having to bring on the likes of Eden Hazard in the 60th minute because we're really not creating anything. Do you think Eden Hazard, if we're going to get the best out of him, if we really are taking this competition seriously, he needs to be starting in these fixtures?
I'll put it this way: if Sarri's not going to start him, if things aren't going well, if we haven't got a goal in the first half, he has to be on straight away. I don't want him to wait till the 70th minute, for instance. I want it to literally more or less be a half-time substitution, which I know is rare.
Yes.
But I just think two ways of playing it, isn't there? If you run the risk of, it depends how much he changes the rest of the team around as well. There's no good putting Hazard in there if you're going to just completely rotate everybody else.
Yes.
Should we do our team now?
Yeah, let's go for it.
We haven't even discussed this beforehand, so this is going to be exciting. So Kepa in goal.
It's got to be Kepa. I think that's really positive from Sarri.
Yeah.
Because most other teams, particularly Premier League teams, would start their
Rotate.
second choice keeper. They'd start Caballero, or they'd start.
I love Willie.
I love Willie.
We both do. We both love Willie, but
Sophie likes Willie.
yeah, and you do, Dom. But I think it's important. I mean, Kepa's a long-term investment. You have to be giving him as many games as possible.
Absolutely.
It's not like he's running around. It's not like he needs to be rested.
No.
Anyway, so Kepa's in goal.
Yes.
Now we're going to go to the back line. I'm assuming Rudiger's not going to be well enough.
No, I think Rudiger. I think that would be a end of season gone.
Shit. Okay, that's not very good. Excuse my language. My language has been appalling lately. Okay, right. So we're going to go in with it then. So I suppose we're going to have Dave on the right.
Yep.
And on the left, I'm going to put in Alonso.
Yes.
Because
Go on, yep.
Well, no, you go.
No, I was going to talk about the centre-backs, but yeah, I think Alonso's got to start. Emerson started against Liverpool.
He has. He can't score the only goal in the game and not start.
Yeah.
And then, okay, we're going to move to the middle then.
Now, this is really exciting for me
Go
because
on then.
Ampadi's still injured.
Right.
Rudiger's injured.
Yeah.
So we've only got two...
So something good going?
We've got Christensen, he's got to start.
David Luiz.
I don't know if he's going to start David Luiz.
Why? Who are you going to put in there?
Gary Cahill.
Oh, yes.
It'll be probably his last chance of a run out at Stamford Bridge, and I think, regardless of Sarri's views on him, I think even if Cahill starts, he's got to be on the bench at least.
Yeah.
I think it'd be brilliant just to see Cahill once more at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit of a sentimental thing, but he has been with Chelsea for 8 years almost.
Yeah.
He's been our captain and vice captain for a large number of those. I think actually, I know that Sarri's not a sentimental man, and I don't want to say he was rude, but I think he could have handled it in a little bit of a more professional way, very similar to the Conte, John Terry situation. You're not part of my team, but actually we need you because actually trying to get a bit of soul into the team would be great.
Totally.
So actually I think seeing Cahill would be a real positive.
Okay, and I wouldn't oppose that because I think David Luiz can make some silly mistakes when it gets to these more crucial games.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put Gary Cahill in there and we're going to put Christensen in?
Yeah.
Christensen worries me a little bit because everyone knows what a fan of him I am, and he has made some silly mistakes in some quite big games, but he hasn't, for that, I always think it's really tricky when you mess with the defence. You always want to more or less keep it the same. You can change the sides a little bit, but anyway, your centre backs is an important thing. But I trust him, and I hope he plays well. Okay, then we're going to go to the midfield.
Okay.
Kante for me has to play.
Okay.
And
he came on as a sub last week.
Yeah, I still want him to play in this game though, because I think without having a solid without having two solid centre backs, I do think we just need him in there to just break up the play a little bit. I don't know. I wouldn't trust us not to have him in there without Rudiger.
Yeah, but actually, it's a very good point.
And then I'm going to put Barkley in there as well.
Yeah, I think Barkley's got to start.
Okay, good. I'm also not a fan of bringing him on towards the end of games. I think for me he's more of a starting player.
Yeah.
You just have to include him in your system.
Yeah,
I don't think there's much you can do otherwise.
I'm really glad that Sarri's gotten out of this habit of the Mateo Kovacic and Ross Barkley 64th minute substitution, because I think
silly.
there were, I think, about 15 or so games this season season. It's always been within those 5 minutes.
I mean, it worked for a little bit, but I think when Ross Barkley used to start back in the, I mean, he had a few goals, a few assists. Like, it was going really well.
Yeah.
So, and I think he played well against Prague. So I think he should definitely be in there. Okay, so we've gone Barkley, Kante. Who's going on the other side? You could choose this one.
For me, I think it's got to be Loftus-Cheek.
I'll agree.
Just because I think...
Some will argue he didn't have the best game against Liverpool.
No, but actually I think that for somebody of his calibre, for his class, I think he's a brilliant player, but I don't think it can be expected week in, week out from him. And actually Liverpool, they really were dominating the midfield, so he didn't have too many opportunities. But I think this will be the type of game in front of Matthew Harding, in front of the shed, just to really get stuck in and actually take us to a semi-final. And I think Loftus-Cheek will be the man to just really get the ball and to help Chelsea almost ease into it, because it'll be a bit nervy. It'll be a bit nervy. Okay,
and then should I tell you what my front three would be, and then you can change if you want to? I would have gone with Hudson-Odoi, Hazard and Giroud.
Okay.
What would you have chosen?
I don't think he'll start Hazard, just because it is the Europa League, and I know we want him to really take it seriously, but I think it will either be Willian or Pedro, probably Willian. Simply...
See, in that I would have Pedro then, if you're not going to include Hazard. Willian hasn't had a good season.
No, but Maurizio Sarri seems to enjoy playing Willian. I don't know if you really can play Hazard, just because it is Sarri. I would love Hazard to start, just because it means that he's taking it more seriously. All right, so can we agree Hudson-Odoi though? Yeah, Hudson-Odoi.
And then what about the other side?
Well, you want Hazard.
Okay, so let's say he's not going to start Hazard then. Okay, I'm going to go with Pedro.
Okay. I'll agree with Pedro, but I think he will start Willian.
Please don't do that. I love William, but please no. Pedro has come up with has had some really good forms this season. It's just bizarre to me. Okay, and then up front? It's
got to be Olivier Giroud. He's the Europa League top goal scorer. He's been involved in the most goals in the Europa League this season amongst all the players. And
Which is bizarre when you've got that stat and our other striker doesn't, that you wouldn't include him in a few more Premier League games.
Yes.
Okay then, guys. Comment below, subscribe if you want to see Dom a little bit more, and we'll see you after the game.